Well, happy Tuesday and welcome to VA Careers Live. My name is Mike Owens and I'm a national recruiter with the Veterans Health Administration, as well as your host for our weekly segment, Talk About It Tuesday. If you're watching for the first time, I just want to let you know that we are here every Tuesday at 12 noon Eastern Time. So feel free to grab a drink, grab a snack, and join us as we talk about careers here at VA. Now, again, whether you're watching for the first time or you've been watching for a couple of months, maybe a couple of years, or you've been around for the whole 4 year our whole 4 year existence, we want you to be part of the conversation. So feel free to leave any questions and comments in the comment section. Our team and I, we like to go through those questions and comments throughout the day and throughout the week, and to make sure all your questions are answered and all your comments are addressed. And for some of you lucky folks out there, your question may actually be showed with it may be broadcast over our live episode. So again, don't be shy. Leave those questions and comments below. Our team and I be willing to answer those in any way that we can to make sure that you guys are satisfied, you guys are feeling heard. Also, we all know someone who wants to work here at VA, so we ask that you please share our broadcast. Again, there's a nice big share button down there, and we ask that you hit that button. But we have two hashtags that are associated with this broadcast. The first one is hashtag VA Careers. Again, hashtag VA Careers. And our second hashtag is hashtag Work at VA. Again, hashtag VA Careers and hashtag Work at VA. So with that being said, we thank you for watching. We appreciate you. Again, whether it's your first time or you've been with us for 4 years, we thank you for watching, and we hope that you enjoy our broadcast for today. So today we have two special guests today. So as most of you know, in May, nurses all across the country are celebrated. So I think National Nursing Week was a couple of weeks ago, and we celebrated nursing. But guess what? Here at VA, we do it the whole month. So we dedicate the month of May to nurses. So with that being said, we could not go throughout the month of May without having an episode with our favorite nurses. So with that being said, I'm going to introduce our two guests today. They're both our national nurse recruitment consultants here at VA. And we have from Southern California, Miss Eden Picketts. And from the great state of South Carolina, the Charleston area, we have Miss Terry Wells. How are you, ladies?
Hi, Mike.
So let me ask, I'm gonna start with you, Eden. What's the weather in Southern California today?
With all the rain that we've gotten, it's been great because it's not as hot
Right,
as you would typically expect right now.
right,
Us Californians, we're always complaining, like if we don't have that perfect weather. It's a little bit
right.
cold for me because I like it around 75, and it's been sitting around high 60s to low 70s where I'm at.
Okay, cool. That's good weather. So Terry, what's the weather like in Charleston?
Charleston's always sunshiny and happy. I'm just going to tell you.
Well, we know someone really loves South Carolina. So for those in the audience that are watching, wherever you are, wherever you're watching, I want you to put in the comment section, what is the weather like in your area? So whether you're watching from California, you're watching from South Carolina, or you're here in Louisiana where I'm at, or no matter where you're at in the country or in the world where you're watching, go ahead and tell me let's see what the weather's like in your area. And we're very interested in seeing that. But with today, we're going to be talking again, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to be talking about our nurses and nursing careers here at VA to help commemorate National Nurses Week, which is in May, and the way VHA celebrates nurses for the whole month of May. So with that being said, we're going to start off with Terry. So Terry, what first brought you to the VA?
Hey, so I have to say a lot of things brought me to the VA. The VA is an exceptional organization, and it allows you so much autonomy, growth, and career options. So when I got into the VA, it was back in 2007, I think it was 7 or 8. And, we had really just begun that journey of, looking at sterile processing and infection control and bringing that all together. And that was something I did out in the private sector. So when I was out in the private sector, I was one of the first to really attack, how do we clean our instruments? What do we do with them? How do we apply our policies? And that's the big thing with the VA. The VA is all about safety. It's all about standard operating procedures. And for me, my father, my grandfather, my brother, we've had, my daughter have all been in the military. And so I couldn't get into the military for health purposes. And that was on my bucket list. I want to serve my veterans. And so I was lucky enough to be approached and headhunted to come on board in the VA. And it was the best day of my life. I said, I'm going to do a 2-year stint and then I'm out and I'm going to go back out to the private sector. And here I am, 20 something years, and I'm
you're stuck with us.
Absolutely. I love it.
When I did that when I was in the military, I said, you know what, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna do these first 6 years to kind of get my college paid for, and I ended up staying 20 years. So yeah, you just never know what we always have our own plans, but for some reason just things take over and you know, we end up going the opposite of what we say we were gonna do. But we always end up in the right spot. That's what I always say. We always end up where we're going. So with Eden, I know that you were on a few months ago, and I know that our audience is familiar with you. But if you want to give us a little small snippet of how did you come to the VA, I'm sure our audience would love to hear.
Sure. I'm a VA baby. So my mom actually worked at the VA and she loved it. And the first thing she told me when I graduated from nursing school was that I should work at the VA. And
Right.
I totally agree with what Terry said in terms of why I chose to go to the VA. I wanted to work somewhere, first and foremost, you know, to serve our veterans, our nation's heroes. And also, I wanted to work where it was ongoing learning and teaching, and being a new grad. It was important to me that I was in an environment where I was comfortable. Like I felt like people are going to want to show me how to do things and how to do them well and to teach me. So yes, it's the same as what Terry said. And I've been here for almost 30 years. So I'm a lifer at this point.
Wow, you all must have started right out of nursing school, right out of high school, right?
That's right.
You ladies don't even look old enough to be in the VA 20 and 30 years. But again, we thank you for your service as a veteran myself. Thank you for everything that you do for veterans. So we have, I know we have nurses that are watching. Maybe some are thinking about becoming nurses. We may have some people in the audience that are currently in nursing school. Some may have graduated. Some may be mid-career nurses or later career nurses that still want to maybe come to the VA. So would you be able to talk about some of the careers, options, and settings that are available to nurses here at VA?
Yes, I'd love to do that. So as most people know, the VA is incredibly large. It's one of the largest healthcare systems in the world. And
Right.
actually, our system spans the entire United States, including Hawaii. We also have clinics in the Philippines, Guam, American Samoa, Puerto Rico, and in the Virgin Islands. So we're everywhere. And we have a vast diversity when it comes to clinical specialties as well. And guess what? One of our rising specialties is women's health, because
Right.
we do see an increase in women veterans. And so, of course, we want to support their needs. And so that's something that's, growing as a specialty. Of course, we continue to have highly specialized programs for mental health as well, because we do see that that's a great need in with our veterans. We also offer a wide variety of clinical settings and programs that are unique to the VA system. And so, we tackle those difficult specialties or programs. We're really trying to help our veterans and make sure that they're taken care of after they've served. So, the opportunities and the specialties, they're endless for, nurses at every level. And so if you are interested, this is a great place to start here with different specialties.
Awesome. So your titles are National Nursing and Recruitment Consultant. So we know that a big part of your day-to-day duties is nurse recruiting, nurse recruitment. So, and we know that the National Nurse Recruitment Office falls under the office, VHA's National Office of Nursing Services. So can you tell us a little bit about VHA's Office of Nursing Service?
Sure. So Terry and I proudly are the nurse recruitment consultants from ONS, and we continue to, strive for the mission. Our mission is to honor the veteran through excellence in healthcare And our vision is advancing nursing and transforming healthcare. So with the mission and vision, our goal is to bring highly qualified candidates to ensure that, you know, veterans are receiving the best care possible, that they're being taken care of, highly qualified nurses, and that we are at the same time advancing and transforming healthcare. And this is all to benefit our veterans. So our role is to, you know, identify those candidates.
Okay, awesome. So I know in the Army world or in the military world, when military recruiters are trying to recruit, you know, soldiers, airmen, Marines, and sailors, you know, they'll come with the spiel, you know, come and join. You know, the Army can be your best friend. You get 3 hots in a cot, and you get everything is given to you. And again, the military can become your best friend, but you know, I'm sure you all don't take that approach when trying to recruit nurses for the VA. So, with that being said, can you kind of talk about the approach that you use to find nurses to work here at VA?
As Terry said, there's so many benefits and opportunities at the VA. So it makes it quite easy to sell a product that you know, believe in and you want people to be a part of. We start recruiting, you know, at the forefront. I mean, before nurses even become nurses. So we're looking at our student nurses. We're looking at our current employees and trying to grow our own nurses, because we do have different programs that allow that. We have the STEP program. We have the residency programs for both registered nurses and APRNs. And we have transition to practice programs. And we offer so many scholarships, Michael, to help our staff to, you know, to just get that additional education. And we also offer EDRP, which is education debt reduction, and that helps those who come from the outside and need some assistance with their education loans. So these are just some of the amazing things that we offer. And in addition, and Terry, would you like to talk about work-life balance and all the different things that we offer? Because there are great things that we offer.
So is Terry about to offer me the 3 hots in the cot right now?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, we have more than that. We have more than that.
Our 3 hots are going to be gourmet, and our cot is going to be soft and comfy.
Thank you. I love that. See.
So yeah, some of the wellnesses that we also have at the VA is, you know, we do have employee assistance programs. We also have daycare support in some of our facilities. We offer a wonderful benefits package, but the other thing we offer too is retention. You know, sometimes we think recruitment. If we retain the wonderful people we have and grow them into new positions, into things that they become, especially if you start off young in the VA, you don't really know. You think, oh, I'm a nurse is a nurse, and it's not. So we also offer that opportunity that you don't have to leave the VA to go to a different opportunity, to be at the managerial or supervisor or executive level. The opportunities are endless. So right now we're concentrating on retention, because we all know budget's tough. Budget isn't, you know, going to get any better. And we are investing in making sure that we're doing some mind body, making sure that your family is important to us, making sure that you feel like you are part of a team, but
Right.
team, a family. We really practice that stay in VA. And that's all about converting that thought process from I'm a career person, I'm a professional, I'm going to check the box, and I walk in like a robot and leave like a robot. No, we're done with that. The culture is all about, tell me about you. What do you do?
Right.
What don't you like? How can I grow you to be the best you? So for me, that's what that's all about.
Awesome. You guys got me motivated. I'm ready to go join nursing school now. I'm about to go apply to the nearest nursing school here in New Orleans. So, but thank you for that. I'm sure our nurses or our future nurses or wherever they are in their career, I'm sure they appreciate this information that you're giving. So when it comes to nurses at the VA, what what do you look for in nurses who want to work here at VA?
So I'd like to talk a little bit about what we call the basic qualifications for a registered nurse. There are some important requirements and qualifications that you must meet. Number one is that you must be a U.S. citizen. And that could be by birth or naturalized, but you must be a U.S. citizen. And I get that question a lot because I know a lot of non-citizens would love to work at the VA. And at this time, that is a requirement. So, I always encourage everyone, work on getting your citizenship and then come and see us because we'd love to have you join us. The next thing is a full, active, and unrestricted license from any of the U.S. states, territories, or Commonwealth of the United States. And I think I mentioned this back in August, Mike, but remember that if you have a license in Florida and you need to move to California, that Florida license, you can still practice in the VA. We are the only healthcare system that allows that generally you can work with any active, unrestricted license from any state or territory in the United States. So there's no worry about, I have to move because my husband's, needs to move to a different state. And now I got to, fill out the forms and get the transcripts and do the background and everything like that to get a license in a different state. That is not something that you need. One license is enough for you qualify for every VA. Yeah, that's an amazing thing. And then lastly, you have to be a graduate of a nursing program that is nationally accredited through ACN or CCNE. And the reason why we have these requirements, Mike, is like I said, we're looking for the best, most qualified candidates to serve our veterans. And so that is why we have those criteria.
Right. So you mean to tell me if I'm a nurse here in New Orleans and I have a license for Louisiana and I see this job at the VA hospital in Honolulu, Hawaii, all I have to do is apply. And if I get the job, I don't have to get a license for Hawaii. I can just take that license for Louisiana and go over to Hawaii.
That is exactly correct.
Where do I sign up now?
I know, right?
Let's do it. Let's do it. But yeah, thank you for that information. So our last question, and this question will be for both of you, and I'll start with Terry on this one. What is your favorite thing about working at VA?
I'll tell you, that's a tough question because there's so many wonderful things about being in the VA. But the number one for me is our veterans. I know I like to go into our facility and I love visiting with my veteran. They always have such amazing stories and they motivate me and they make me feel like I'm really making a difference. So it's definitely about my veterans.
Awesome. So Eden, your turn. What do you like? What's your absolute favorite thing?
Terry kind of stole my answer because I wholeheartedly agree. We have a very unique population and it can be a challenge at times, but overall, we serve our mission, which is to care for our nation's heroes. But on another part, what I loved about the VA having such a long career is that I've really been given so many opportunities. If I wanted to change, I've worked in mental health, I've worked in the emergency department, I've been a manager over multiple areas. And I've done so many things. And that's what's great about it. Like Terry said, like, you don't have to just come in and, I'm going to be a med surg nurse. If you're interested in doing something unique, like becoming an OR nurse, there's some facilities that will offer that training and they'll train you to be an OR nurse. Or, you want to go into critical care, they'll train you to be a critical care nurse. And, so you grow at the VA. If you decide if you want to grow, if you want to stay in one area and just really, really specialize, that's okay too. But if you want to have opportunities and to grow, the VA is definitely a place that you can do that.
Awesome. Well, I would say from this interview, I'm not even a nurse and I'm motivated to come now. So, and I'm sure if I'm feeling that way, I'm quite certain that all of our audience members that are watching today, whether they're nursing students or they may be thinking about going to nursing school or they're in the beginning of their career or middle of their career or even in the latter part of their career, I know that because of the interview and the stuff that you said today, I'm sure that you're going to have some people wanting to come to VA. So with that being said, as a veteran, I want to first tell you all thank you for what you do for veterans on a daily basis. And from the veteran population representing them, I would, again, thank you for what you do.
And thank you for your service, Michael.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you. And so with that being said, again, if you have any questions for Terry or Eden, put those questions and comments in the comment section. We'll be sure to forward those questions over to them. Or maybe they'll be in the comment section themselves answering the questions as they see them themselves. But again, if you have any questions about nursing, what's nursing like at the VA, or how do I become a nurse at VA, again, put those in the comment section and we'll be sure to get those questions over to the correct people. So with that being said, so for my favorite nurse, national nurse recruitment consultants, thank you for being with us today. We really appreciate that. Again, happy Nurses Month here at VA. So I hope that you ladies are being celebrated over at the Office of Nursing Services. And with that, thank you for watching. We appreciate you being with us today. Remember, we talked about the weather earlier in the broadcast. So whatever the weather is like in your area, be sure to put that in the comment section and we'll be excited to see what you have to say. So thank you for watching and we will see you on next week. Have a great day.